I don't know how else to say it besides they told me, because they are not people, but they are they. Okay, so they told me that I have to make sure that I claim that in this level, in this version of the game on the space-time continuum, that I am Buddha and I'm Jesus and I'm that character, who in the game has no time on the Earth plane. So they're playing this game over and over, and they've signed up to play it multiple times, which makes it more interesting because, say, Jesus was totally different than Dan Alexander, and Buddha is totally different than Jesus and Dan Alexander, and Krishna is totally different than Dan Alexander and Buddha, and all those worshipped icons and beings that are so different than Dan Alexander, and they didn't want to be worshipped either, but they didn't know how to say, don't worship me, you're me too, we're playing this game. But now we have better words to explain it, and that's what I'm doing, that's why I was picked. It's so cool. So, like, on top of that, there is, they basically told me to claim, you know, you have to, they say pride is a sin. Pride isn't a sin. It's like what people take pride in is what is bad. So, say if you know that you're the one who who did something, you're allowed to say, I actually was the one who came up with that, or I'm actually the one who did that, and someone else will take credit for you. I'm sure everyone has done something and had someone else take credit for you, or else not giving you credit, and you're too proud, or you don't want to take pride in yourself because they say, oh, don't be too proud. It's not a big deal. The thing is, at the same time as I know it's not a big deal, that if knowing that I'm coming from a heart space, from a place from the heart, that my change to the game will make life better for everyone who plays it. I can change the game, and I am changing the game. And I already see where I did, because Alexander the Great is Alexander the Great, and that was my rap name. That was a music that was pointing me in the right direction. And even though I thought it was weird to call myself Alexander the Great, I still felt like I had to, because people were like, well, that's a character. And I'm like, I made that character up, and I said that before, but what's weird is I did, and now it showed up in a time space that wasn't where I'm at in this present life, but it's there. And what's fucked up is because I'm Alexander the Great and I'm such a nice guy, people in this modern generation say, oh, he must be gay, he's so nice to people. So the story of Alexander the Great himself turned into Alexander being somewhat gay, which I will tell you right now, I'm not gay in this lifetime, so I take offense to that. But just because I'm a nice guy, throughout time, the guys making the game thought it would be funny to add that little humorous piece and make me seem gay, because gay doesn't mean anything. It's just something that people are like, oh, I was born that way. Well, guess what? They were. Or they were. They weren't exactly, but say their character either decided to be gay, decided to change and be halfway gay, or they can do whatever they want. Sorry, I'm doing a delivery. I'm trying to work and record at the same time because this is important. And I'm feeling so confident after the upgrade that I want to just walk and talk while I'm working today. Like while I'm putting bread on shelves, I'll record myself, but then you'll hear a lot of banging and clanging and stuff, and I don't mean to be noisy, but at the same time, I have a non-stop connection. Like they're basically telling me the rules, because there's so much to say. I literally could talk about it the rest of my life, because this is time space. There's so much more than this time space. That infinity, like I've experienced more words being heard than I could say in the time space if I talk like this. Because that's why I talk fast. 1 second. Hold on. Sorry about that. Me being the bread guy. So every day we play a game. Every day we play a different game. Or sometimes we play the same game. Today I'm playing the bread man game. And I can call it something else because I'm not a prophet. And I don't like, sorry about the noise, I don't like the fact that Alexander the Great was depicted as a gay person just because I'm a nice guy. That doesn't make any damn sense. I take offense to that higher selves up there laughing at me right now. Like, we say up there, but it's not up. But in a physical sense, because I'm a human being also, it feels like it's up, if that makes any sense. Because I think of it as up. Because space is still magical and majestical to me. But at the same time, I know that's just part of, like, when I play Super Mario and I look at space in Mario and I'm like, ooh, that's magic and majestic. And I'm like, well, it's just a TV screen I'm staring at. Or you watch a movie and you think, oh, it's so touching and so meaningful. And you're like, it's just a movie, though. So how does that work? Because it's how it touches your emotion. It's because the real being that you are is the sensations you're getting. The sensations and the ideas you're getting are the real being you are. So your thoughts aren't really your thoughts. They're the thoughts of the being that's controlling you. But so therefore it is you, but you're that avatar. And my avatar is pretty friggin' awesome. My avatar is getting upgrades over and over and over. Like, all I have to do is my exercises. And I can teach my exercises to people now because they're like, yeah, your exercises will make people very strong without having to harm their bones and joints. Like, your exercise is revolutionary. And I'm like, so I should teach it? And they're like, yeah, teach it. And I'm like, but then if I say I know to teach it because they told me it and it'll work, because I've seen a lot of things change in history because of me realizing what I've done. And they're like, well, you already knew there was Alexander the Great. I was like, yeah, but I didn't know that I knew there was Alexander the Great before there was Alexander the Great, because I can look back farther than that. And they're like, well, then prove it. And I can tell the stories of stuff that I did back then, but how can I prove it? Nobody from then is alive to prove it now. And I could tell anybody what their past life was and what their past life says about the past life that I had. It's fucking crazy. You know, and there's other people who have been past lives are the same person as me. And how does that make sense? Because we have different cells and bacteria levels, and they can play a game on your universe. So when I say we are all one, like, other people have played games as their avatar was a bacteria in your universe. And it sounds weird, but I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't say this stuff if it wasn't because I know. It's amazing and so miraculous that it's like, how could that be possible? But it is possible, just not in a physical sense. But it's going on all the time. All the time. So, anyway, sorry about all the clanging during that one, but it was important. So, peace.